Oh, it's lively. There we go. An angry little jack. Lovely. Can't see any others following it. Can't see a big mama following it. Here we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's see what we got then. She might be small, but she's a pike. A canal pike.
Like a pike versus Humber face on.
Yeah. When the rivers are in flood and you've had shed loads of rain, the canals are a good bet. They get a few bites, get a bend in the rod. They quite often keep their clarity. And there's lots of sport like this. They don't have to be 20-pounders to get the heart racing and watch these little ones chase the lure in. Got a white lure on today in a very clear, shallow venue, so I can actually watch the lure coming in, avoiding all the weed beds. A little jack pike like this. You just see it as a nice, easy meal. There's my tickets.
Lovely, thank you very much. Okay, day tickets, yeah?
Yep, 2 day tickets.
Okay, thank you.
From Colne Valley Angling, good tackle shop.
The one and only?
Yeah, and so it's quite clear up this stretch here and quite shallow. Is there any areas which are deeper, which might be a bit less weedy at this time of year?
I wouldn't say less weedy, but certainly deeper.
Yeah.
Is if you walk up around what we call the Swan's Neck, the big loop there.
Yeah.
Look for a sign on the far bank that says end of line section.
Yeah.
And then from there until you get down to the metal bridge is all the deeper water, 7-8 foot.
Oh.
The occasional hole if you can find it a bit deeper.
Sounds good to me.
So give that a bash up along there.
Bailiff local knowledge, can never beat that.
All right, no worries.
Yeah, lovely, thank you so much. Cheers, all the best. There we go then. Oh, hook's nearly out. So, there we go, my little one. Just met the bailiff. So I had to pop this one in the net while we were just unhooking it. And it's going to go to fight another day. Back to the van. Heavens have opened, which they keep doing, and I've switched. I had 2 pike rods this morning. I had one with a little beta caster on, just do some jerk baits, little small jerk baits, and over the top of the weed. But perch were chasing my lure in, so I'd be mad to say we're just going for pike today, we're just going for pike today, when the perch are blatantly feeding and chasing. So they were taking lures. So I picked up my little finesse rod here really, which is a 3 to 14 gram, little 2 gram jig head. So hopefully I can grab a few perch while still targeting the pike and get the best of both worlds. Fingers crossed. So this is the rod I'm using for the pike. And when I get to the swim, I try that first. So flicking it out, I'm keeping the rod really high. The rod's 8'10", so for a lure rod, for a canal, it's quite long. And in February, I probably wouldn't use it. But at this time of year, in the autumn, when you've got all of this weed so close in, it just means I can flick it, watch the lure go down and just bring it through all the gaps in the weed beds. because the last thing you want to do is start casting out and just pulling in heaps of weed from every swim, because you'll yeah, the fish ain't that stupid when they see weed getting dragged through. And then what I'll do is I'll flick this lure around first of all, give it a bit of a fan cast around, and if there are any perch out there, then hopefully they might not have gone for this because it's a bit too big for them, but I can then grab my other light rod and bring that through the swim, and it might have switched the perch on a little bit. So you've seen the rods and reels we've been using today. It's a bit damp at the moment. We're going to look at some lures. These all natural colours which work great in the clear water. We've got them in Pro Shad, Slick Shad and also Zander Pro. This time of year, clear water, in a canal, this is pretty much my go-to kind of size of lure, up to about this, and in these natural colours. But I might switch over when we get to kind of February time and I'm looking for a bit more of a reaction bite, and then I might go down the kind of fire tiger and the brighter colours. But for this time of year, in a canal, these sort of colours. I don't tend to go on crankbaits or anything like that because there's still a lot of weed around. There's loads of leaves coming off the trees, and yes, they definitely can work, and there's definitely, you know, the water's a bit warmer and they're willing to chase, especially on little hornets, salmo hornets and things like that. However, a single hook, it works for me, because as soon as I feel that little bit of weed, or I've hooked up a leaf, a quick little pull, and I feel it come clear again, and I haven't destroyed my whole cast. Whereas you've got trebles on, it can just be a case of feel a leaf, feel a bit of weed, reel it all the way in, clean it, put it out. It can happen straight away again because there's so much debris around at this time of year. Single hook, you get a much higher chance of being able to just clear that and still have a cast, which may result in a fish. So the stretch above us is absolutely choked with weed. Oh, got a fish on there. Yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, oh, it's a pike. Yeah, go on then. Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go. So as I was saying, in the summer, the oak tree above us will block all the light from this area here, and it means you won't get the weed because it's choked with weed. And then what you do is you get the pike just sat on the edge of the weed, the bait fish will come across, and then the pike use the edge of that weed line to be able to strike. So you can get here, know that you can cast just to the edge of it, and then, well, you can see this one wanted it. It went for it 3 or 4 times, that one. So proof is in the pudding. When you net a pike, it doesn't matter what size they are, especially when you're dead baiting and you've got trebles, try and get them to drop into the bottom of the net. Always be aware that they could have like the hook is on the side of the mouth. If it catches in that net, then the weight of that fish is just pulling on the side of that pike's mouth. So if you can, don't rush netting them. You might see I did that quite slowly then, just because I could see the point of the treble, of the single hook, sorry. So you literally have them at the bottom of the net, otherwise you can do some damage to the pike there, and obviously none of us want that. There you go, that's how twisted the lure up a bit, but it's unhooked itself there, bent over a little bit. Nice. So perchish type of pattern, and there's loads of little perch in here, so match the hatch as such. And I'll grab this one. Come on, love. Ooh, a few stinging knuckles around here. Let's pop this one back. Perfect. Gone to ambush another perch. Okay, let's fish on. Sam! Were you filming? Oh. Yeah, I just had pike on like that, just had it out of the water. When we looked at the weather today, it looked like we had about 3, maybe 4 hours of fishing. And we thought, yeah, we can catch a few fish in that time, which we have. We've had a few jacks, we've had a few perch and things. So it's better than not catching, it's better than being sat at home. However, bizarrely, the weatherman got the weather wrong. And it is absolutely hammering it down. Even with waterproofs on, it's just going down your neck, up your arms, and it's quite tricky for Sam to film because of the water on the lens. So this is my swim for the day. So yeah, it's pretty grim. So we're going to try and get a break in the weather, and then hopefully we will try and catch another fish on the way back to the car because we love fishing. And then that is probably going to be a wrap for us. So, things to take from today: never trust the weatherman. Always go anyway, because you can still catch a few fish. And ultimately, just have some fun, because no one lives forever, and you ain't going to look back on your dying breaths and remember being led on the sofa. But I will remember being out here today in the rain having a bit of a laugh with Sam. So that is the moral of the story.
It's the fire in the rain. It's the smile within the pain.
So I lost a pike here about half an hour ago, and I had it hooked and I had it on the surface, so it probably won't go again. But so much water's gone in today, literally it's pouring in, that it's just a sudden temperature change, and it can make the pike really finicky, and the perch as well. And you're just trying to get lucky with the odd one. Just keep covering the ground and seeing if you can get one to just strike out of a bit of a reaction, really. And because I know there was one here earlier, I'm just trying to see if he wants to be super crazy and go for it again. Because sometimes small pike can do ridiculous things. Yeah, it's here, right in front of me. Oh. There it is. There it is. So you can see why it's worth coming back when you've lost one. On a hard day when they're not willing to feed, just because you lost one and it felt the hook and you had it on the surface, just go back again. Because like I say, pike can do silly things. There we go, voila. Perfect. So, yeah, that's fishing really. Just because you lose a fish, don't think that's the end of that. I've lost it, I'm gutted, it's gone. It might not be a monster, but it could have been a monster. It could have just been a fish, which might be the only fish of a day, you know, really hard days. So give them a bit of rest, give them a bit of time out. Go back, I changed the lure colour, go back. I knew it was roughly in a 3 metre circle area. It wouldn't have gone far, it wouldn't have bolted off. So and I seen him and he was just looking. And the way to get that fish to take was to bring the lure fast all the way to the surface. And because I've got a steady drop on the lure, it was just past his nose. And I just seen him tilt. And I thought, yeah. So I just left the lure on the bottom. And when I couldn't see my lure because it went black, I lifted the rod into him. And it was in his mouth. And that is that. And now it's starting to rain again. And I reckon that's a pretty good way to end the show. So we might try a few more casts on the way back, but we might just get out of here before it absolutely lashes down and we get soaked through to the skin. But we'll have a quick look at this one before it goes back. Here we go then. This one's rested in the net and it's only little, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to hang about. There you go. Turn the net inside out. Oh, there we go, baby. And it's going to turn over and it's going to sink to the bottom. And away she goes. Gone down to sulk. Just like it did the last time I hooked it.